What's up, guys? It's your favorite NFL scout, Bucky Brooks, and we've reached my favorite time of the year, which is the postseason. There is nothing like the win or go home element to the postseason. Because of the urgency and the pressure that coaches feel, they spend most of their weeks leading up to the first playoff game trying to figure out what their strengths are, more importantly, how they can mask their liabilities. So let's take a look at the NFC playoff field. Let's identify some of those liabilities and how I anticipate their coaches trying to mask them. Let's start with the number one seed, the Green Bay Packers. Look, it's hard to take issue with anything that this team does on offense. So let's look at this defense. This defense has been really good, pretty good for most of the year, but they had to do it with the subs. So now they get some pieces coming back. Zadarius Smith comes back. Yari Alexander comes back. So the only thing that the Packers really need to do is to get their guys that have been missing up to speed on the practice field so they can perform at a high level in the playoffs. If this team is rocking and rolling in the postseason with a fully loaded defense, it's going to be hard to knock off the Green Bay Packers because, oh, by the way, they got Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers has a way of making everything work out. And so let's go to the next team. Let's look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady has been magnificent. Again, look, he's in the conversation for the MVP award. 5,000 yards, has done a great job doing it. And now he has to do it without his primary playmakers on the field. Chris Godwin was lost to a season-ending knee injury. And then you have AB, who was recently cut. So now it's going to require Tom Brady to go back and do things like he used to do with the Patriots. Quick rhythm passing game, ball gets out in a hurry. He's the master of what we call the short area passes, meaning passes that are under 9 yards. He has 27 touchdowns on such passes. So look for the Bucs to utilize a quick rhythm passing game to take advantage of the soft coverage that he'll face because everyone is afraid to blitz Tom Brady. He'll take advantage by getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles' biggest question is which Jalen Hurts going to show up in the postseason? Will we see the one that is an efficient and effective passer, or will they be stuck with a guy that is just a run-only quarterback? 750 rushing yards. He is a talent. He has really been the centerpiece of the NFL's number one rushing offense. I would say this. I don't know if you can change Jalen Hurts in the postseason and make him an efficient passer, but I do know you can run him and run effectively and control the game. And based on the opponents that they may face, that might be the best option anyway. Unleash Jalen Hurts as a runner, lean on the running game. It has really served them well, helped you get into the postseason. I don't see why they should change it right now. The Dallas Cowboys. The biggest issue with the Dallas Cowboys is the run defense. You're fearful of their run defense because, look, this is a team that has always had the luxury of playing from in front. Offense is loaded. They're able to get leads. So the defense is being able to really rush the passer. But if they do get in a game where they have to stop the run, are they good enough to get it done? Here's what I'll say. Dan Quinn has some nice pieces to work with. Michael Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch, Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence. What he'll try and do, he'll try and get those guys on the move, a little more pressure, blitzing, but most importantly, he has to make sure that the gap discipline is on point, meaning every defender is assigned the gap. They don't flee that gap. And more importantly, they have to be physical at the point of attack. If the Cowboys are physical and they're disciplined in their gaps, they'll take care of the running game. And if they can force opponents to pass, we're talking about one of the teams that is the best at taking the ball away. That has been their secret sauce. It will continue to be one of the reasons why they advance in the tournament. San Francisco 49ers. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers, they have everything that you want, and they're one of the most feared teams in the postseason tournament because they can run the football. But the issue that they have, Jimmy G and his turnovers. When you look at the losses that the 49ers have suffered this year, 6 losses, 11 giveaways for Jimmy Garoppolo. So the simple solution, run the football. Allow Jimmy G to throw comfortably off play action. If you do those things, you win games. The magic number to keep in mind when you're watching the 49ers, 30. If they get 30 or more rushing attempts, the game is going the way that they want it. They're controlling the game, but more importantly, they're minimizing the exposure of Jimmy Garoppolo in the passing game. We like Jimmy G. We just don't want too much of him because when we have too much Jimmy Garoppolo, he eventually turns it over. Next, the LA Rams. Much like I pointed out with Jimmy Garoppolo and his turnovers, the Rams have a bit of a turnover issue in Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, 17 interceptions, tied for Trevor Lawrence for the NFL lead. He has to take better care of the ball. We've seen it. 4 pick sixes where teams on defense have scored points. We cannot allow Matthew Stafford to turn it over. So how do we alleviate it? More Cam Akers, more Sonny Michel. When the Rams are able to run the football and they can control it and then throw play action and take shots to Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., and Van Jefferson, this offense is rolling. So Sean McVay may dial it back a little bit, lean on the running game. He leads on the running game. You may see the best version of Matthew Stafford in the postseason, and that version is certainly good enough to get this team to the Super Bowl. The Arizona Cardinals. When I look at the Cardinals, it's the lack of balance on offense that sometimes gets in their way. Well, how can I say that they're not balanced when they have a guy like James Conner who has 18 scrimmage touchdowns? It means that Cliff Kingsbury has to lean a little more into the run. We've seen it. When this team got out to the hot start, it was because their running game was able to really ignite them. Chase Edmonds, James Conner, running the football effectively allowed them to really not necessarily lean on Kyler Murray, but really use him when they needed him. They need to get back to playing that style on offense, because without DeAndre Hopkins, it makes it tough for Kyler Murray to make these passes in the passing game. You got to lean on the running game to balance it out. If they do that, they had a really good chance to be one of those dark horse contenders in the NFC. So there you have it. Biggest liabilities, how they can fix it. That's what I think about the NFC playoff field.